in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you. In the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light.
Hello and welcome to Barcelona for the Dynamic Knights Esports Master Tier Spanish Grand Prix. The Circuit de Barcelona is home to the Spanish Grand Prix and also pre-season testing of the Formula One World Championship, where the teams get to test all the new cars and parts that they have worked endless hours on over the winter break. The total length of the circuit is 4.655 kilometers with a total of 16 turns, with 7 to the left and 9 to the right. Tonight I'm not alone in the commentary box. Joining me, or who will be alongside me, is the Smeg. So thanks for joining me again, Smeg.
It's a pleasure to be here at the Spanish Grand Prix. It should be an absolutely fantastic race, I do believe.
Yeah, so we're going to have a quick look now. As you can see, your top 10 standings. So your top 10 results from the Belgian Grand Prix. Zach Crichton took home the win for Mercedes ahead of X Revolution in P2. For Red Bull, Rex Revolution took home 35 points and Zach Crichton took home 42. Storm McKenzie came home P3 for Alfa Romeo ahead of 40 in P4 for Racing Point ahead of F1 Amazing Hour, who I believe now is a full-time driver in the Master Tier. So he will now be taking the Red Bull seat, if I'm correct. I think that's right.
You're absolutely correct, yes. And moving on to the Drivers' Championship, as you said, Zach Crichton took a superb win. It was an absolutely fantastic battle at Spa-Francorchamps, it really was. And he opens up his championship lead to an astonishing 47 points, which in this championship is one win ahead of 40-22. Zach Crichton on 250 points, 40-22 on 203. X Revolution in third on 196, and very closely behind is Stuart McKenzie on 194. Spilly in P5, Aaron P6, Fletch P7, Wogboy P8, Gaming Wafer P9, and Very Lazy Tail P10. But similar to last week, this sort of midfield is very, very close, from the Gaming Wafer to about maybe the ESR Roscoe arm. It's 26 points. It's very, very close here. So one good race could vault one of these guys up many positions. In the Constructors' Championship, because of the continued domination of the Mercedes team, they have opened up a massive lead of 113 points to Racing Point. Ferrari in P3 on 259, 1 point ahead of the Charging Bulls in P4, which now, as experts said,
Amazing hour.
actually, wait, F1 Amazing Hour is not in the right car.
Anyway.
Is he? Oh, dearie me. I thought he was in the Red Bull, but no, he isn't. Okay. Very strange. Alfa Romeo, who's the parent team he's now driving for, is in P5. Williams P6, Haas P7, Renault P8, McLaren P9, and Toro Rosso still lingering at the bottom, but I'm sure with a couple of good races, they'll be able to vault themselves up the leaderboards. But let's actually get on to qualifying here at Circuit, the Barcelona, Catalunya.
So I'm going to interrupt you real quick. Well, let's quickly read out the multi. We cannot leave the multi out, unfortunately. So,
of course.
One new full-time driver to score a top 5 here this afternoon. And I will read out your new drivers here, your new full-time drivers. So obviously that is, so the 2 new full-time drivers here this afternoon is Dr. Dre 3000. He is now supposed to be in the Alfa Romeo, and Amazing Hour to Red Bull. So those, I think, I'm not too sure if you're able to have a look.
I didn't think we got those wrong. I was sure.
So what's Andre in at the moment? What's he driving in?
He's in the Red Bull.
Okay, so those two have just got it wrong pretty much. So, unfortunately, they're supposed to be swapped around, but we'll see what happens anyway. So, that's that multi. The winner to start on the hard compound tyre. And number 3, I'm not too sure. Only a couple of people will get this. Unfortunately, on the stream, my cursor kept showing up on the screen. So, you may have seen a little crosshair like that. So, that was on the screen for half of qualifying, I believe. So that's what that multi is, and a team to have an intra. That's Tow's writing, so that's why it's trash. A team to have an intra team accident. So we'll have to see what happens there. But let's swap over to the main screen now. As you can see, the drivers are heading out for qualifying. You want to take over here, Smeg?
Yeah, will do. And I believe a McLaren is the first car to cross the line. It's Aussie Rizzy Rick, a 1:17.913. A superb time indeed, and I believe, on a soft compound tyre. I was going to say, if he did that on the mediums, that's a very good time indeed. Stuart McKenzie, the next driver to come across on the hards, more like 1.5 seconds off the pace of Rizzy Rick. That's kind of expected on the hard tyre. F1 Amazing Hour, who should be in the Red Bull, is in the Alfa Romeo in P3, 1:19.5. Spilly, a 21.4. Bit off the pace, I have to say. He might be running sort of with a race load. It definitely seems like that at the moment. He's kept it in mode 2 going into Sector 1 and still going relatively quickly. And he just invalidated, but he's still in mode 2, so I suspect he's doing a bit of race running out there. Rossi bumps up to P5. Dr. Dre 3000 is in P2. He's the next to come across the line. Wildboy is a 19.5, very close, I have to say. From P4, that's a 20.5. From P3 to P5, very close indeed. Tonki comes across the line to set a 48.9. Well off the pace. I'm sure he's got a lot more up his sleeve. The next car, just to get his eye in, blocking it a little bit.
Just point out here in the back straight, the amount of traffic at the moment heading into Sector 3. There was like 4 or 5 cars there.
It's insane, isn't it?
Amount of traffic at the moment.
You can see it on the moon map.
You can. So a lot of drivers are out on the track at the moment. So P9 at the moment is obviously El Tonki. Now Romeo Alonso up into P7 for Racing Points. He's done a pretty nice job there on his opening lap. A lot of these drivers are opting to qualify on the hard. So normally it is a medium to hard strategy around here, or sometimes medium to softs actually. It depends on how confident you are on tyre wear, but we'll have to see how the race goes as well. We're not too sure also on conditions, so it could potentially be a wet race as well later on in the Grand Prix. That could be why a lot of the drivers are starting on the hards. We'll have to see what happens there with the weather.
Hopefully a driver can inform us of what's going on in the race in terms of weather, and also in regards to strategy is safety cars around this place, as the Diamond Championship demonstrated quite well on the start, where 4 drivers crashed before turn 1. It was quite an event, I have to say.
I was fortunately out of that. So. That was hectic.
Oh, dear me. It's Todster has a moment in Sector 1. And then in the second restart, after we red flagged the session, the first red flag of this season, we had another crash between the two McLarens, actually, through turn 3, which actually caused a safety car. So you have to be a bit careful around this place for sure. There are a couple of places that do catch you out, particularly turn 9 coming on to that second DRS straight. I've seen many drivers, including myself, lose it in that section and go into the inside wall. So drivers do have to be very careful.
So I'm going to interrupt you here, Smeg. We've just had confirmation from some admins in the live chat. So a last-minute call. So Alfa Romeo has apparently sacked the contract from Dr. Dre, and they have decided to sign F1 Amazing Hour with about a minute before the qualifying session. So those two have swapped seats, basically. So Dr. Dre will now be officially in the Red Bull for the remainder of the season, and F1 Amazing Hour will take the Alfa Romeo spot.
That's a very late call, I have to say, from Alfa Romeo to switch teams that late, and dearie me, literally minutes before Grand Prix. But I suppose doesn't matter too much, I guess. They are very close in the championship. As I said, they're 4th and 5th, very close to each other. So let's see. Oh, this is on a flyer I want. Oh, Plebs has had a moment inside sector 2, just before turn 9. I just saw him, all 4 wheels off the grass. He was on a flying lap. There goes a Haas going by, and here comes a whole heap of traffic. 40 on an outlap. There's a Ferrari, that's a very lazy tail. He's on an outlap as well. Yeah. As Tal goes very slowly to let the Haas of Roscoe Arm by.
So at the moment we're waiting for Zach Crichton, Toes, Rudy, 40, Plebs, Tal and Aaron to all set a lap. So only 14 drivers have so far set a lap. It looks like a lot of them are out. So Tal's actually out on the hards, Plebs is on the hards, 40's on the hards, Toes, Rudy's on the hards, and Zach Crichton's on the hards. So it looks like Aussie Wizzy Rick here, I believe, at this stage will be on pole position. So I think if no one opts to go onto that soft tyre, I think he will comfortably have pole position. I'm saying that with 9 minutes remaining in the session.
Yeah, well, he's got, what, a 1.1 second margin to X Revolution. I mean, that's a hell of a gap to claw back. And Rizzy Rick has every chance to come back out to do another flying lap at the end of the session on a set of softs. So I'm sure that's not the best time he can do. I'm sure there's a bit more time he can find. Oh, as I'm watching very lazy Tal, and he had a big moment coming through turn 6, dearie me.
So Dr. Dre as well. Dr. Dre's on the soft compounded tyre, so he qualified on the medium. So I was just about to say that both Red Bulls are actually doing a pretty good job, but now Dr. Dre's come out onto the soft compounded tyre, so he's going for pole position here, is Dr. Dre. I'm not too sure how many more drivers will be opting to go onto the tyre, so the soft compounded tyre.
We'll have to wait and see. It's a nice thing to get track position for sure, but it's not the greatest strategy in the world going from softs to mediums at this circuit. But you never know, it could pay off for them. And I also noticed with the current tyres they have fitted on, Aaron in the pit lane also has a set of softs on, so he might come out to set a lap towards the end of the session, perhaps, or pretty close now. Speaking of which, he's actually now on an outlap, so on a set of softs. So we've got now 3 drivers on the circuit with soft tyres. So expect these 3 very much towards the top of the table, for sure. Let's see. Dr. Dre 3000 going through sector 2 right now, going through turn 8 into treacherous turn 9. It's very easy to lose the back end. Then he clinched himself going through that turn for sure. That looked a little bit squirmy into the heavy braking zone of turn 10. Then turn 11, it's with its horrible inside curve that you want to avoid at absolutely all costs. Through turn 12 into turn 13. Then into the flow-destroying chicane of 14 and 15, around the final corner, which should be flat out. Turn 16 onto the pitch straight away, and it's 18.4. So he goes P2, half a second behind Aussie Rizzy Rick, but he's comfortably in P2 at the moment.
So, can I just put out one multi's already been completed? It was 100% yeah. So one multi's been completed. The little crosshairs may have returned to the stream apparently. So that's the first multi has been.
That one out of the way.
Yeah. So that multi's out of the way. Just needed to clear that up. So now we're waiting for one new full-time driver to score top 5. It's an intra-team accident, and the winner to start on the hard compound. So we'll have to see how that goes. So only 2 drivers at the moment have qualified on tyres that are not the softs. So what's Aaron actually come out on? He's on the softs as well. So Aaron's, I'm not sure. He may even try. I think he's going for pole here. I think is Aaron. I don't know if he's actually wanting to win this race. I think he just wants pole, to be honest. But he now heads into the second sector. Goes the Mercedes driver heading through this left-hander. Does turn, well, it swaps from being a on-cambered corner to an off-cambered corner. So it's very hard to get that one right. If you turn in too early or too late, it's very hard to keep the car in shape. But he now heads into the hairpin on the exit of the second DRS zone available on the Circuit de Barcelona through turn 11. Now through turn 12, runs really wide there. Does Aaron, so that's really going to hurt him. Down this short straight, he wasn't able to keep up the minimum speed, but he now heads into the final chicane. Runs a little bit wide, doesn't get a turn really through there, so it hasn't been the best of laps here from the Mercedes driver as he comes up to the line, opens DRS, doesn't actually open DRS till very late, and he goes into P14, so not a really good lap there from the Mercedes driver.
I'm just going to point out, because I only just noticed it going through the third sector, he's on no ERS. He's been running no ERS.
Oh, okay, so I think he may even just be driving.
What reason? I mean, what, is he just doing a couple of laps, get his eye in, and what, maybe switch to the mediums at the end of the session?
No idea. He's out of the top 10 at the moment, so.
Yeah, P14, and I'm sure he can go way quicker on the mediums as well when he actually turns the wick up. But, very nifty, Aaron. I'm not sure what you're doing at the moment. All part of the Mercedes master plan, I guess.
Sandbagging.
Yeah, that's exactly. Well, it is Barcelona. Mercedes have to sandbag, of course.
Yeah, they get paid extra to do that. Anyway, Dr. Dre now exiting the pit lane. He's currently sitting in P2, but he's coming back out on the soft compounded tyre. So I think he's realised his mistake now, Dre. But if he's going to start on the softs, he's going to have to try and go for pole. So Wizzy Rick's a couple of tenths at the moment ahead of him. That's around 0.8 of a second. He's got to try and find as Dr. Dre if he wants any chance of getting pole position here this afternoon. But I definitely think these two are going to be on the front row of the grid unless someone else opts to go out on a softer compounded tyre. 40's coming out now onto the mediums. Spilly's gone up into P3 on the mediums as well. So Revolution's out on another lap on the hard compound. 40's coming out on the mediums by the looks of it. Who else is coming out? So Crossy's coming out on the mediums. Yep. Gaming Wave is coming across the line to start his second run now on the medium. So a lot of the drivers are actually swapping over to the medium tyre now. So I think everyone may have just been doing a banker run on the hards maybe. And
mayhaps, for sure. And just to also mention, El Tonki, he's actually on the soft compound tyre, so he's going to try and prioritise track position over a more ideal tyre strategy. Currently, he's way down in 18th to 1:47.7. That's well off the pace, and I'm sure he's got a lot more up his sleeve. At the moment, it's very close between these guys. I do have to say it's like Belgium all over again. It's so unbelievably close to see all of these guys, like from P5 all the way down to P12. That's a second, 1 second between them. It's absolutely fantastic to see. And Tal and Rudy still in the pits, leaving it very much to the last minute as well. Sector 1 yellow flags. Stuart McKenzie just getting out of the way with just a slow car. Let's see, who's the first driver on a flyer? Dr. Dre, no. Toddster. Oh my goodness, how on earth have you done that?
So Gaming Wave has just gone up to P3 now for Toro Rosso, so he is now the first of the runners that is not on the soft compounded tyre. He's on the mediums actually. So what happened to Toddster there? So whereabouts is he at the moment? Or is he just retired from the session?
He was in Sector 2. I'm not sure if he voluntarily retired, but unfortunately I didn't get to see his car quick enough in order to properly see what he did. But he was at the kink of turn 6, just before the left-right of turn 7 and 8. It was very, very odd. I'm not sure, but he's in 16th place. Very, very much down the order at the moment. The very lazy tail now comes out, but Rudy doesn't. He will not have enough time to set a lap for sure. Oh, maybe if he pushes, maybe.
There's a minute and 24 remaining in the session, so Aussie Wizzy Rick's not going to get another lap, and he's just exiting his pit box now, and he's going to go all the way down the pit lane, so he's not even out of the pit yet, and there's a minute 15 remaining, so unfortunately for himself, he's not going to get out of the pit, so what's Dr. Dre? He's in the pits as well, so he's not going to be able to improve. Does any other driver go onto the soft compound tire? I don't think anyone will. I think everyone's going to go onto the mediums, to be honest. Zach Crichton's on the mediums. Wogboy? No, he's on the mediums. So I think everyone's going out on the mediums now. Or the softs. Actually, who's that on the softs? So Aaron's on the softs. Yeah, so it's just Aaron.
Oh, and Rizzy Rick, actually. He's on the softs as well.
Yeah, but he's not going to make it back around, unfortunately. He came out of the pits without enough time. There's 40 seconds remaining. It was a minute. It ticked over a minute and 17. Yeah, not really. Well, we're going to keep spectating him, so it's not going to look good on him. We're getting a few predictions now in the chat as well. So, that $1.16, does that go to me or Sportsbet? But anyway, predictions for Tao's retirement is coming from Alex. So he seems to bring that up every week.
Well, Alex, a bit of revenge for what happened to him at Belgium, I think. There was a multi put on him. I'm not sure it was either by Alcatraz or by Tao.
Well, Spilly going to get around. He's coming up to the line now. 1 second. He does. He actually just makes it. There was a second left there for Spilly just to start his lap. He was pushing that whole final sector. So Spilly now starts his final lap, fortunately. He now heads through turn 1. We're going to actually ride on board with Spilly. He's going to head through sector 1 now. Through this fast right-hander should be flat. And unfortunately, I think he's backed out. He hasn't invalidated, but I think he's just backed off. So he doesn't actually have to get out of the way of anyone because no one should be on a lap now. He was definitely the last car to cross the line, but let's have a look here. Wogboy now into P4 with a 1 minute. Actually, no. Give me 1 sec. I've got it on best, so I should set that over to fastest laps. Here we go. 1 minute 18.4. Now Dr. Dre. So F1 Amazing out now into P4 with a 1 minute 18.2. Revolution now 18.1. So Dr. Dre's getting pushed down massively here. Zach into P2 now with an 18 flat. So 0.4 of a second slower than Aussie Wizzy Rick's time. So that's actually a really good lap there from Zach Crichton.
Oh,
so,
Tao's binned it.
Tao's binned it?
Tao is... Yeah, whereabouts is this? Turn 4. He's right up against the tyre barrier. He is going to start from 19th place on the grid.
So there you go.
And
so
what did Alex say? What did Alex say?
Predictions for Tao's retirement? He hasn't retired as yet in qualifying, so...
Not quite, no.
Well, we have a few predictions. Banana reckons lap 18. Alcatraz reckons lap 2. And Alex reckons lap 7. So we'll have to see how that goes. But that looks like it's going to be your qualifying session. I think everyone has finished a lap except for Aussie Wizzy Rick, who wasn't able to make it back around.
Aaron. I think Aaron's on a flying lap.
He is.
Back onto the pitch straight. This is going to be an 18.
18.5.
P9.
So it wasn't a really good lap there from Aaron. He's not going to be happy with that, considering he is on the soft tyre. So that looks like it will be your Dynamic Nights Esports Master Tier qualifying session done and dusted. Aussie Wizzy Rick takes pole position ahead of Zach and X Revolution.
It's very, very odd to see from Aaron. That was not a very good time at all. That's very, very odd, I have to say. But yes, indeed, that will end qualifying here at Barcelona. 18 drivers setting lap times. Very Lazy Tail and Rudy and Zed set none. And we'll start 19th and 20th on the grid. Not a bad place to be if Diamond tells you anything from that race. Dear me. Hopefully the session will end. Dear me.
Yeah, we're waiting for Tao. He did come into the pits, so he came into the pit lane but didn't retire. So unfortunately, we're waiting for him now.
Oh, dear me. There we go. And a nice little quality session here in Barcelona. So
we'll go through your order in a sec. Alright, so Aussie Wizzy Rick for McLaren takes pole position, obviously on that soft compounder tyre as well. So he was 0.4 of a second faster than anyone else at the moment. Zach Crichton came in P2, 0.4 slower than Aussie Wizzy Rick's time, but obviously the first runner on the medium. So we'll have to see how Aussie Wizzy Rick goes, because he is obviously on that soft compounder tyre and you really don't want to be using that around here. So X Revolution in P3 ahead of 40, Amazing Out in P5, P6 Swaggy, P7 Dr. Dre 3000, P8 XX Wogboy, P9 Aaron L3F4, and rounding out your top 10 will be VSR Roscoe Arm ahead of the Gaming Way for Mackenzie, Spilly, Crossy, Romy Alonso, El Tonki, Plebs, Todd Satao, and Toes Rudy round out your grid. But we're going to let the drivers now head over to the grid. We'll be back with you shortly. Stay tuned. Okay, so it is 5 red lights, so we are underway for the...
like that, and away we go. You're kidding. No formation. Uh-oh, we're in trouble, aren't we? No formation lap.
Okay. I'm 99% sure I turned formation lap on, but anyway. So it looks like...
Oh, and that is... Oh, here we go. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the biggest crash in this championship so far. Right, okay. This is definitely going to be a restart. Virtual safety car has been deployed. Oopsie daisy.
So, hang on.
As Aaron is very dead at turn 2.
Alright, so we apologise for that. I'm not sure what's happened. I am 99% sure, because I was the lobby host, I was 99% sure I turned formation lap on. But unfortunately it's cost a few drivers anyway, but it's still lap 1, they should know that. They should be ready for anything in this league. But anyway, Aussie Wizzy Rick still leads into turn 1, or the opening lap. Obviously he's on that soft compounder tyre, so I'm somewhat expecting him to pull away, to be honest. Because he is on that soft compounder tyre. Zach Crichton is in P2 at the moment ahead of X Revolution, 40, and Amazing Hour. So these guys have all held on to the top 5. None of them have really changed position as of yet.
Oh no. Oh dear, oh dear. But that was an enormous crash. Right. Oh, and oh no. Podster's been spun round at the final turn. Drivers are coming into the pits, dearie me. Aaron proceeds to cut the final chicane. I imagine he's coming in, and the drivers are retiring from the session. Oh dear, and Aaron gets a 5-second penalty, and I'm sure, yeah, there we go. Dearie me. Rizzy Rick, though, leading the way, getting a relatively good start, as you'd imagine, on the soft tyre. He's opened up almost a second gap to Zach Crichton in P2. Oh, dear me. Top 5 stay as they are. VSR Roscoe Arm has moved up 4 positions. Spilly up 6. Oh, dearie me. Sector 1 yellow flag. Oh, okay. It's just the AI driving back onto the circuit. Oh, Spilly, please. There's been enough chaos already. Don't lose it at turn 9.
Okay, so we have confirmation now. I think we are restarting lobby. Okay, so we're restarting. So can you put an announcement over? We're going to restart the lobby, guys. We apologise here, but we're going to quickly be back with you. We're just going to restart the race here for you guys, and we'll be back with you shortly. Sorry about this. I'm even going to put this on stream just for the viewers' benefit. Alright. Fade. Alright, so I'll do the settings on stream just so you guys can see it. I 100% turned formation lap on because I remember coming down here. I went strict, then turned formation lap on, made sure these were on manual and surface and carcass. So you see now, it is on. So you cannot get angry at me, okay? That is just a point out thing for you guys on stream. But we'll be back with you in a sec, alright? We'll be back. Alright. Alright, I'll put this on stream just to benefit you guys. Here we go. Session options, 80, F1 equal, blah, 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 blah. Custom grid, whatnot. Race settings. Park fair make collisions on. Vehicle damage off. So full. Ghosting off. Car setup full. Safety car on. Rules and flags. Formation lap on. And whatnot. And all assists off. So Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Alright, welcome back to the stream, guys. So I apologize for that. I'm not too sure if it was my fault. I know everyone's blaming me because my name's Expert and I always get blamed for all that stuff. But anyway, so we're now waiting just for the setups to be put on. So hopefully this is a clean start. Formation lap was on. I have evidence that it was on this time. Last time I was 99% sure it was on. We can make that a multi next time if you're on Alcatraz, but...
I'm sure Alcatraz will be all over it.
Here we go, formation lap, let's go. Hopefully,
yeah,
I'm hoping it's a formation lap.
Hopefully.
There you go.
Yay! Formation lap.
And Dak Crimes nearly ran into the back of Aussie Wizzy Rick, I believe, so he's already driving reckless. Nothing new from Zach Crichton, but anyway. Let's remind you quickly of the grid. Do you want to remind us of the grid real quick, Smeg? Because I think a couple of people may have forgotten.
Oh, sure can. Wizzy Rick got a superb pole position, but he's on the soft compound tyre. It's not the best strategy to be on, but I'm sure he can make it work. Zach Crichton, the championship leader in P2, Revolution in P3, 40 P4. That's one amazing out with a full-time seat at apparently Alfa Romeo. In P5, Swaggy P6. The next driver to start on softs is Dr. Dre 3000 in P7. Wogboy P8, Aaron P9, Roscoe on P10, Gaming Wafer P11, Stuart McKenzie in P12, and the first driver in on the grid starting on the hard compound tyre, Spelly in P13, Rossi P14, Romy Alonso P15, El Tonki P16, Fletch P17, Toddster 99 P18. Very lazy tell after not setting a lap time will start in 19th. Rounding out the grid is Rudy NZ in the Renault.
So let's get your top three predictions here, Smeg. So I personally reckon that Wizzy Rick's not going to win this race, I'll be honest. With the tyres that he's starting on, I don't think it's going to be the most ideal tyre to start on, to be honest, on the softs. I think if anything, you want to start on the mediums, maybe. But we could be completely wrong. He could win this race by 30 seconds. You never know. Again, it's Masters. You never know what can happen in this. So I reckon Revolution. I reckon Revolution's going to win today ahead of 40, And then I reckon Amazing out in P3. What do you think?
I'm going to be a gambling man and go for 40 in P1. He's been looking absolutely fantastic in the past couple of races, and he's building himself up for a race win. Zach Crichton P2, I think. And a gambling choice from me is Stuart McKenzie, P3. Maybe the hards will work out. But ladies and gentlemen, we have 5 red lights. And it's a glitch, of course it is.
It wouldn't be F1 without it.
5 red lights somewhere, and it's lights out, and away we go here in Barcelona. Oh, and there's a Ferrari weaving to the left-hand side of the circuit as Wizzy Rick goes very defensive, then switches back to the racing line. Drivers are going 3 wide through turn 1. They have to be careful. It's very easy to have an accident in there, but everyone gets through really, really well. And speaking of really, really well, what a start from Rizzy Wick. That's almost a second after just 3 corners. He's almost built up a second gap to Zach Crichton in P2. Revolution P3, F1 Amazing Hour P4, 40 P5. He's lost a position. Aaron, a good start from him. Into P6, up 3 positions from the start. Swaggy down in 7th. Dr. Dre in 8th. Danny Waither in 9th, Wogboy in 10th. That rounds out the top 10. Oh, and I see a little plume of dust there. That's not a good sign when that happens. You often see a car in the inside wall.
I was going to say,
that.
Crossie nearly put it in the wall, and he spun there. He spun the Haas drive, and he's gone again. So that's Todster gone. Heading through that fast left hand, I think he made contact there with Crossie, to be honest. So Crossie nearly put it in the wall, heading through the fast right-hander. He had a massive snap of oversteer, as you can see in the background, but I think he also just made contact there with the Haas driver of Todster. So unfortunately for Toddy, he's dropped all the way back down to P20.
Yeah, and 10 seconds behind the whole pack as well. That's really ruined his race. You'd be praying for a safety car at some point. Speaking of which, I'm surprised not to see a safety car on lap 1. There tends to be an accident at some point during the first lap. It is a tricky place to negotiate on lap 1, but everyone has gotten through relatively well, minus Todster, of course. And at the moment, Rizzy Rick is doing a superb job at the moment, but he's not out of that 1 second range just yet. 0.8 of a second between first and second place at the moment. Everyone, literally everyone, is all line of
sight. Oh, he's in the wall!
Oh, into the wall! That is Aaron! Oh, there we go. And safety car has been deployed. Todster's cries has been heard. Oh, my dearie me. Aaron, there we go. Turn 9 into the inside wall. It's not a rare thing to see, unfortunately.
Yeah,
poor Aaron, not a good day for him. Retired after having contact during that the previous race here at Spain, and then just running wide at turn 9, losing the back end and into the inside wall. Now, Dr. Dre is the only one coming in, which is
a couple of drivers
quite interesting to see.
Roscoe Arms in and Tao. So I can't actually, there's a lot more drivers.
Contact. Roscoe Arms lost an end play. I saw that come off. He hit the back of Clevs. It's not a bad idea from the guys at the back to come in, get onto the hard tyre. It's a gambling move for sure.
So it looks like
oh my goodness me! Have you seen? We'll go to turn 4. It is a car.
Okay.
Oh my goodness!
Jesus. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so the safety car has
was he disqualified?
Disqualified! I can't believe it! For ignoring yellow flags! Oh, I can't believe it! Zach Crichton!
Okay, seriously, we're not doing another restart. Surely we're not doing another restart.
They're both disqualified from the session. Ignoring yellow flag. Rudy, a 10-second time penalty for ignoring... What on earth is going on right now? Oh my goodness me.
We love safety. What is happening?
5-second penalty for Todster.
Oh, okay, I'm genuinely confused.
Swaggy disqualified from the session. Spilly disqualified from the... That can't be right.
Okay,
F1 Amazing Hours definitely disqualified. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, okay, this is
For
definitely going to be a
ignore-
restart.
What
Okay.
on earth is...
Oh, there's another crash between Revolution and Zach. Oh, okay, they're doing donuts.
So
Never mind.
Zach's just doing go
Okay,
it.
another restart.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Spanish Grand Prix.
Yeah, welcome to Dynamic
here
Nights
at
Esports.
Barcelona. Oh my goodness me. It's been,
Welcome to Dynamic Nights Esports. Please subscribe. Please subscribe and turn notification on so you get notified when the
be
race
honest,
eventually does happen.
my goodness me.
no.
So, when I looked up at turn 4, the green lights on the safety car were still on. Telling drivers to overtake the safety car, and they did. But there must have been a glitch in the game somewhere.
You know what I reckon we should do?
What should
I reckon we
do?
should do a 5-lap sprint. 5-lap sprint.
Oh,
Alcatraz, consider it.
no.
Oh, Jesus. Well, I guess for the second time now, we'll be back with you shortly. Actually, no, I'm going to keep the mic on, honestly. Let's keep the mic on, because why not? There's nothing else to talk about. So,
Oh my goodness me.
Jesus, welcome to Dynamic Nights Esports. Please subscribe.
Red flag. Red flag. Red flag. Red flag. Red flag. We might have to delay this a weekend or something.
I'm messaging admins now to see what we want to do.
Oh damn, autocorrect.
Oh,
Fuck's
God.
sake.
What is happening? Okay, so
Oh, for
it
fuck's
apparently,
sake.
hang on, how about a 5-lap sprint? I'll message Alcatraz to see if we can actually do a 5-lap sprint. But what is happening? Oh, no.
Well, now it comes to a decision. Where do we take the red flag if we do indeed do a restart?
Here we go, Jimmy James has given us a multi-stream to finish before midnight.
Yeah, we will be right.
Let's have a look to see how long I've been streaming. I'm lost for words. Okay. We've been streaming for an hour now. We've only done qualifying, so.
Then all we got is qualifying. Fuck's sake.
Chat with Tao.
Yes, but I think Aaron is going to be out. It all depends on when we take the red flag. I don't.
Alright, I think we may be able to do nice English. We might be able to do a 5-lap sprint.
Ay.
Yeah, we need to get the lobby back up. That's right. It's probably the smartest thing to do. If it's gonna let me start a lobby. I don't know if I should start a lobby anymore, hey. It might not be the smartest idea. Definitely not. It's 50% on nothing. Okay, so we're definitely doing 50% then. You know what we should do? We should make it heavy rain.
Oh no.
Alright, I'll invite you again so you can invite everybody.
Yeah, and I think I'll try and get this red flag stuff
Okay,
sorted.
I invited Swaggy accidentally, but I can still invite you.
Okay, right.
What should the Smeggles?
Yes.
There you go. Alright.
We might be up to the drivers at this point. Maybe someone to call it and...
Alright.
I mean, yeah. Jeez.
Yes, we're making a lobby now, Mazinger. Smeg's inviting us all now.
Inviting everyone. More inviting.
Next, we gotta change the overlay. What do you mean change the overlay?
Dear me.
Alright, so now I need to try and remember what the grid was again.
Well, here's the thing. Like, when was that? Lap 3, lap 4? So if we took the red flag after lap 3, or just prior to lap 3, oh boy. Third time's a charm, exactly right. F1 Amazing Hour. Third time is a charm. Let's see. I want to see when the race actually, stopped before I make the call.
Shit, what track we are?
Yep.
Oh, okay. You didn't see anything, Lucky?
You didn't see anything. No.
I mean, okay, I need a message.
So the red flag was called on lap 3. The driver's coming into the pit lane.
I'm messaging admins.
So, if we were to do this as the FIA would do it, they would have the grid as it was at the end of lap 2. Because the red flag was called at lap 3. Thing is, the incident was caused on lap 2. The driver's coming into the pits and what not.
You saw nothing that I don't even lie. He didn't see anything. 3-lap championship of Spain, bloody oath, James. Let's do it. Same grid, Aaron is out. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to go back all the way an hour ago to find the qualifying session.
Is that the official ruling?
Yes, well that's what I've heard from Alcatraz in the chat.
Okay, so...
Tao hasn't replied to me. Oh, yeah, no, so Tao has replied to me as well. Replied, so yes it is. Without Aaron. So if Aaron's in the lobby, just kick him. Is Aaron in the lobby?
Right. Yeah, he's in the lobby.
Well, I'm sorry, Aaron. You can chill out and watch a stream, mate. But I unfortunately have to remove you. Unless he wants to join us in the commentary box. Message him and ask if he wants to join us in comms. Oh, he's on spectator. Okay.
Yeah, he's on spectator, so he might... might get 3 in here.
I'm just going to get this grid going because we need to get this underway. And then we can worry about Aaron. Aaron's not priority at the moment. Host option. Okay, here we go. Through this process again. And now I cannot find Aussie Wizzy Rick. There he is. Revolution. 40 amazing. And by the end of the night, I'm going to know this grid off by heart. Swaggy Dre, one boy. Where's Swag? Swag is there. Dr. Woog boy. Then it'll be VSR, Wafer.
I mean...
Mackenzie Spilly Crossy. Just message him.
I know that there's... Who would you like me to message?
Aaron, see if he wants to join us.
Yeah, I'm doing that at the moment, and it's not looking good in the Masters Championship. So, look, I'm going to try and explain it as well as I possibly can for the people watching. So, how red flags work is that you take the grid order a lap prior to when the red flag comes out. Unless, of course, it happens on the first lap, in which case it goes off the grid order. So we're trying to work out whether or not
is Rudy
Aaron
in here?
is allowed to compete. Rudy should be.
Oh no, Aaron is not allowed to compete. I've already been told by admin, so.
I know, but I'm explaining with the best of my ability, at least.
So, Toes Rudy's still not in here.
Okay, I better send him one. I'm pretty certain I sent him one. I mustn't have. There you are.
Is he in here?
I've sent him an invite. You better change something quick because the drivers are readying up. Thank you. Not quite just yet. So with Aaron causing the safety
So is
car.
Aaron out of the lobby or is he still in here?
He's still in there, he's just in spectator mode.
Okay.
So he can join us if he wants to, I guess. I haven't heard anything from him.
Wizzy's got 10 seconds to join on West Arden, so...
So, look, it's a very tricky situation indeed for Aaron. So.
Okay, Rudy isn't joining. Let's go. Ready up, ready up, ready up.
Ready up.
Third time's a charm.
Ready up. Up. Hopefully for the final time.
Yeah, hopefully for the final time.
Hopefully for the final time.
7-9, suggestions and feedback. Turn off safety cars, too many of them now. No one can do a restart and the game is broken. Alright.
It is indeed.
Don't blame. Okay, not my weddings. Alright, so we know what the multi's going to be next week. Expert to stuff up the lobby.
Aaron's out. Definitely a unique situation for all of us for sure. As hopefully for the final time we'll be racing here in Spain. We pray. But yeah, something happened with the safety car and a whole heap of people just got disqualified. Very, very odd. Very odd indeed.
Can't do anything about it. I'm not sure what happened in the first one. I was certain that I selected formation lap on, but yeah, it's unfortunate, I guess. I don't know. But let's swap back over to the main screen. Thank you guys for staying around as well. Jesus.
Oh, it's all entertaining stuff at the moment. It's all.
Oh, look who's joined. Aaron L304. Mate, if you retired 2 laps later, you would still be in this race.
Yeah.
Technically not, because I'm the one that caused the safety car, so...
Actually, true.
Now, would you have to start, if this was real life, would you have to start in the pit lane or something?
No, you wouldn't. If actually, yes, you can.
You wouldn't have a car.
In real life, if you were able to fix a car, still, if you went in the pits, if you aren't classified as retired, if you don't tell the FIA that you're retired, you have to start from the pit lane then.
Yeah.
So I remember Kimi Räikkönen, Azerbaijan 2017. Steering wheel. Remember that?
Oh yeah, that's right. Steering wheel.
Yeah.
Gloves and steering wheel. Yeah, I remember that. Okay. But I'm glad you're up here in the comm box anyway.
Yeah. No, it's okay.
Just lost the back end at turn 9. Just can gather it back up.
It was really awkward because there was just a bit of lag, and I don't know, it caught me. I was looking at the car in front of me more than the corner, and I just hit the curb and it just sent me. So, yeah. Ah, well.
I'm very disappointed. I'm glad you're up here in the commentary box to have a skilled driver such as yourself alongside us to make us not look like complete idiots talking about the cars on the circuit.
I say, let's have a look. So we haven't done a lap of racing yet, and we've been streaming for 1 hour and 6 minutes. So I just want to point that out now.
It's very nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it's solid. So I was going to say we tried to do a 5-lap sprint, but unfortunately admins didn't allow that to go through. So
oh well.
Anyway.
Still got 33 laps of racing to do. Hopefully it'll still be good stuff. I imagine it will be.
Yeah.
Aaron, we've already made our predictions in regards to our top 3. As a racing driver on that grid, fighting these guys competitively, who do you think has the edge here at Barcelona?
Zach. I think it's pretty clear.
Straight to Zach.
It's pretty
Okay.
clear. I'm trying to I'm trying to be not as biased as possible, but like Zach is very quick here. I'll give it to Revolution as well. He's real quick.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's that close. You can't tell. I think Aussie would obviously do well in the first 3 laps, and Zach's just got to get past him ASAP.
Fortunately, Bottas isn't on the
hopefully-
commentator thing as well, just for you guys on the stream. Okay, on, sorry.
And yeah.
But here we go. The glitch thing again. Hurry up, game. For goodness sake.
If we get this again, I'm dead serious, man. I'm dead serious.
Here we go. For the third and hopefully final time, it's lights out. And away we go here at Barcelona. And again, Rizzy Rick, an absolutely superb start off the line. On those soft tyres, he's going to be absolutely electric in these first couple of laps. Oh no, we got 3 wide through turn 1. People getting through relatively unscathed. Oh, you pray after what's going on that
Everyone's gone
hopefully
through
everyone
cleanly.
finishes. Oh my dear.
Bailey's making a move in Revolution down the inside.
Oh, very nice indeed. The turn 4 as well, and F1 amazing how it follows.
Mate, Andrew's here.
Oh, here we go, side by side through turn 5. They're still side by side into turn 6, into turn 7, and 8 up the hill into turn 9. Hopefully no one loses their back end here.
Oh!
As I say that, I better keep my mouth shut, I think.
Oh, the McLaren trying to dive back down the inside of Swaggy. He's going to try and get the move done here, Swaggy on Amazing Hour, but he wasn't able to do it, so Amazing Hour is now going to be right behind that rear wing of Extra Evolution.
Oh, dearie me. Everyone gets through okay though. That's the main thing at the moment. Everyone got through lap 1. Hopefully we just have a nice clean race. Rizzy Rick leads the way. 8.5 margin to Zach Crichton in P2. Zach having that straight line speed advantage with a slight toe. Close the gap to underneath 8/10. 40 in P3, Revolution in P4. Those two just exchanging positions. They're from P5 all the way down to P9, the exact same positions as they started this race from qualifying.
So we haven't actually checked if everyone's on
ago.
road tyres. I think everyone did.
I think everyone has.
Yeah, because Aaron was the other soft tyre runner, but you unfortunately retired from the race, so. It's unfortunate for you, Aaron.
We've got 4 hard runners as well.
Were you looking good heading into this race, Aaron? Do you think you had a chance of potentially getting on the podium this afternoon?
Probably not. I think starting in softs was just my downfall.
Yeah. So what was your ideal strategy?
That thing where I qualify 11th, and yeah, it didn't work. So I think it would have been lucky if I got a top 5 today.
Yeah. Okay. What was the strategy that Jeff recommended to everyone? Was it mediums to hards or?
It was medium hard, but if you're on the softs, he suggested the 2-stop.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Just another thing while you're here, Aaron. What happened to you during qualifying? Like, you were on the softs, but it wasn't a very spectacular time set by you, was it?
Yeah, so I don't like one-shot quality, so I don't like trying to go for
Oh,
one
sorry.
million lap.
I'm going to interrupt you here. Tots has gone again. So Toddy's
yeah.
unfortunately spun around again in the exact same spot than what he did in the previous race. So Toddy is going to not be happy whatsoever here. He's going to be all the way down in P18 is the harsh driver. So his race or races have gone from bad to worse. So he'll be at the rear of the grid.
Deary me. Broken front wing as well, completely destroyed. He'll have to come in, and he's on the hards as well. Oh dear, He'll be praying for another safety car. He's going back up to the leaders. Probably because Rick doing well, holding around a 7th, 10th margin to Zach in P2. 40 doing well in P3. He's closing in on Zach's gearbox. See what he can do later on in the race. Everyone else working together quite nicely at the moment. Not too much push and shove. Not too many positions gained up and down the field. The biggest winner is a very lazy tail. 4 positions from the start of the race, from 18th to 14th. The biggest loser is only crossing. He's only lost 2 positions as ex-Revolution.
Zach's got a good run.
So Zach's got a really good run here, Smeg. He's going to go around the outside now. Wizzy Rick is going to do it. He's around the outside. Does he get it stopped? He does. And it looks like he's getting a little push here from 40. So now head into turn 3 they go. He's going to still try and hang it there. But obviously, Wizzy Rick has that softer compound tyre, but they could start to be wearing here. And it looks like 40's going to go down the inside now on the Mercedes. Will he get it done? He has the inside line. Does he push Zach Crichton out wide? So no, he nearly loses it. Then there's 40. Just saves it. What a save there from the Racing Point driver. So I was just about to say these two are technically teammates considering the cars that they're in, but it looks like the Mercedes driver, Zach Crichton, will now hold on to P2. He tried to make a move on Aussie Wizzy Rick, but that McLaren driver just obviously has that soft compound tyre. He will have that little bit of an edge when it comes to grip around the corners, but he may still... Actually, no, because they restarted the race now, he's obviously going to be on fresher stuff, so I don't think these will be wearing for a while. It'll be maybe another 3-4 laps, and then they might start to drop off. But
crossover point?
Yeah,
crossover point is very close.
Zach nearly just lost it as he heads into the third sector, but they're about to cross over into lap 5. Now, is Aussie Wizzy Rick, and it looks like Zach had a very poor run there on the exit of the chicane. I think 40's going to get a move done here. He's going to slot to the inside line on Zach Crichton. Will he be able to get it done? He's just alongside his side pod here as they head down the main straight into turn 1. He actually pulls out of it now, does 40. So, think he might just try and work here with Zach Crichton. He doesn't think fighting here is just going to allow Aussie Wizzy Rick to pull away. So, I think that's a smart move there from 40 just to sit in the slipstream and DRS of Zach Crichton. Obviously, it is now enabled DRS. It is lap 5. So, just try and sit there, save some ERS, save some fuel, and hopefully push on towards the end of the race.
Just to point out as well, now you'd think with Zach Crichton, 40 and Revolution having DRS, they would have more ERS because they'd be using less energy.
I mean, Zach Crichton...
Out of the top four, Rizzy's got the most. He's on 60%. Zach Crichton on 15, 40 on 33, Revolution in the 30s as well. Amazing how just in behind, he's introducing himself to this battle. Only on 25%. So these guys are using a fair amount. In comparison to Wizzy Rick, who's leading the way, and he's got almost 3 times as much ERS as the drivers behind. He's doing a very good job, I have to say.
And unfortunately, Tots has lost it again. So Tots has lost it again, heading through turn 1 and 2. So unfortunately for him, he's going to go a lap down here on lap 6, but I was just about to say, with the ERS, it's not too much of a surprise, I'll be honest, as Zach Crichton has no ERS. He tends to chew it up very early in the Grand Prix, but obviously it is not really hard to save your ERS around here. Normally you just run hot lap or overtake in the first or the main front straight, and then maybe heading down into the hairpin if you have to defend from someone, but everyone else you can run low and none really. There's no real need to use ERS. So as you would see here, Zach's running none, so he doesn't really need to run anything for the remainder of this lap until he gets to the main straight, to be honest. But now another yellow flag, and that's a Toro Rosso, I believe, of El Tonki's unfortunately made contact there, I believe, with Plevs even. Plevs has damage. Plevs hasn't got an end plate on the right, so I think him and Ellis have made contact here, unfortunately. So this is unfortunate. No, Ellis actually is alright. He hasn't got damage, but Plevs definitely has damage.
Bailey's made a mistake. He's the second out.
Bailey's made a mistake. He's actually getting overtaken here by Revolution around the outside. Goes the Red Bull driver. Will he be able to hold on to it? No, he doesn't, unfortunately. So the Racing Point car got the better traction on the exit of the hairpin, so he's going to hold on to P3 here. Is 40.
So what this does is, this means it's very critical for Zach to get past Wizzy ASAP, because Bailey's just going to catch back up. I reckon Zach's going to do it this lap.
Zach is in the slipstream. He might be able to get it done here. He has DRS, he does, so he's going to go to the inside line now. Is Zach Crichton. Will he get the job done? He does pretty easily, so he will be ahead heading into the braking zone. Wizzy Rick tried to swipe him a little bit there, try and even bait him to go down the inside again, heading through turn 1, so... Yeah, Swaggy! I was going to say, it looked like a car when spinning. Where is it? I can't even see it.
Looks like he's just sent that virtual
safety car. So...
He's done that deliberately.
So there's 2 options he's had here. He's either had a brake failure, or he's sent it into turn 1. Or he's maybe even made contact with someone, maybe, and been sent into the thing. So that could potentially happen.
I hope he hasn't sent it.
But anyway, so this will be our first official safety car of the Spanish Grand Prix. The 3 Spanish Grand Prix we've had in the season. So we're getting a few more predictions in the chat as well, I believe. So Rudy is gone, Alex, just to point out as well. How many chances do you need, Toddy? From Alcatraz. Okay, so we're going back green now. So Zach Cryan leads away now. He's actually got ahead of Aussie. Actually, no, we did just see that on stream. I completely forgot. So Zach now trying to pull out a gap. So those soft tyres on Wizzy Rick's cars starting to obviously fall off. So Zach on those mediums are going to start to pull away now. And hopefully, for the benefit of himself, he's going to start to hold up 40 here. Is Aussie Wizzy Rick and the train behind. So this can allow Zach and that Mercedes just to get away.
40 DRS opens. Oh, that's such an easy move, I have to say. Todd is now retired from the session as well, and he's crashed.
He's crashed right in front of us here, so I'm not too sure what's happened to. It's off to the left there on the exit of the second corner. So no safety car here as of yet, but obviously could come out. Not too sure, but let's quickly run through your order real quick as the drivers are starting lap, or have started lap 8 of 33. Zach Crichton currently leads away at the moment, just over a second. Separates himself and 40.22 in P2. P3, Aussie Wizzy Rick ahead of Extra Evolution and P4 for Red Bull. And then rounding out your top 5 is the Alfa Romeo driver of F1. Amazing out. And looks, Revolution now has made a move on Wizzy Rick around the outside. So I think Wizzy Rick may have made a little mistake there, heading through the second sector, because he's now going to get overtaken by Amazing Air. Heading into the hairpin they go, and he's going to get that done pretty comfortably, and they make contact as Wizzy Rick. So Wizzy's really struggling now on these soft tyres. Has he got damage on that McLaren car? Doesn't look like it visually, but he could have slight damage to that front wing. Wogboy is now in P6. He'll be Wizzy Rick's next suspect. VSR Roscoe on P7, P8, Stuart McKenzie, P9, Gaming Wafer, and rounding out your top 10 is Spilly in the Ferrari ahead of Romeo Alonso, Tao, Crossy, Ellis, Dr. Dre. Actually, no, Ellis has let Dr. Dre go here, so the two sister teammates have swapped positions. 40 goes faster with the 21-1, and Plev's down in P16 running at the moment. Running a pretty lonely race with the last of the official runners at the moment, and unfortunately we've had 2 retirements of Toddster and Swaggy.
And also, just to reiterate what Aaron said about Zach having to get past Wizzy Rick as soon as possible, 40 has done a fantastic job of minimising that effect, because Zach got past him pretty quick, but 40, he's still within a second of Zach Crichton, so we might have a very nice battle for the lead here between these two. Lap 9 of 33, still plenty of racing to go. These two can just pull away, as El Tonki gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Yeah, we might have that really great battle. Revolution in P3, currently 1.5 seconds behind 40. But it seems like he's closing ever so slightly as well. That gap is slowly coming down. An amazing arrow right in tow. Now, I wonder how early Wizzy Rick will pit. And obviously, I think he will have to go on the hard, surely. There is no way.
I'm surprised he hasn't pit yet, I'll be honest. Considering he just lost so many positions, I think it would have been smart for him there just to come into the pits and just get out of the trains. He is coming to the pits, so he is now into the pits. This is the McLaren driver. He will be going onto the hard compounder tyre, I believe. So what was the 2-stop, Aaron, since you were in the race, obviously? What did Jeff reckon for the 2-stop? Did he reckon go softs, medium, softs, or softs, hard, softs?
Nah, double medium.
Double medium? Oh, okay, so softs, medium, medium. So he's going to the hard compounder tyre. Actually, is that hards? Is that hards or mediums?
That's hards.
Hards, okay, so
That's hards.
Aussie Wizzy Rick onto the hards. He's going to come out just in front of Dr. Dre by the looks of it, down in P13. But we have had confirmation here from the Dynamic Knights ambassador that Swaggy did send it into turn 1. So I'm not too sure what's happened there. Unfortunately for Swaggy, he could be looking like he has to explain himself a bit here to the stewards, but we'll see what happens.
The stewards will definitely look down on that sort of thing. After events that have just happened previously, we don't need drivers deliberately doing that sort of thing. Of course, we don't know anything until proper evidence is shown, so
yeah.
At the moment, it's not looking good for Swaggy, but as I said, we'll have to wait and see.
So 40's caught up to Zach now.
Someone we haven't talked about actually is Stuart McKenzie. He's on the hard.
I was just about to mention him. He's looking 6. Really good.
We have this great battle between the top 2, and it is closing between 40 and Zach. But Stuart McKenzie, he's in quite the healthy spot, I have to say.
Very lazy towel, 3-second penalty. You're welcome, Alex. You're welcome, Alex. So
There we go.
40-22 is now actually caught up to the rear of Zach Crichton. So he's 0.4 of a second separating those two leaders. Oh, you're welcome, Banana. Anyway. Yeah, so 40 is definitely catching up to Zach now. He is comfortably within the slipstream and DRS of the Mercedes, or his sister teammate in front of him. X Revolution in P3 running pretty. Oh, he's not, doesn't have anyone really near him. Amazing Hour is now within DRS range of the Red Bull in front. He got a little bit of oversteer, just managed to save it. I'm not too sure if Amazing Hour's on the wheel or controller. It looks like he's on the wheel. I'm not too sure. So Wogboy in P5 as well for Williams. He has Amazing Hour's teammate right behind him of Stuart McKenzie in P6 ahead of Roscoe Arm, Gaming Way for Spilly and Romeo Alonso. And Spilly and Gaming Way for now starting to cause a little bit of a train behind them. Or not actually a train, a little battle pack here. This is for P8. It looks like Spilly is right on the rear of that Toro Rosso car. He may try and set up a move heading into turn 1. Is there any moves happening at the front there, 40?
Nope.
Sorry, Smeggy?
Oh, Spilly's in.
So Spilly is into the pits, so that's actually pretty early.
Yeah,
He's on
completely
mediums.
agree. On the medium tyre. Yeah. Will
So-
be going straight onto the hards? Or is that? Yep, hards. Okay.
Trying to undercut, maybe.
Well, he was really right in behind the Gaming Wafer, but that's pretty much the only battle that he's in at the moment. As we got 6-2-3, that's just a slicker, that's alright. The only battle he was in was with the Gaming Wafer, and with this undercut, I don't think he'll be able to catch up to P7, which is Roscoe Arm at the moment. So, at the moment, he's trying to get past Wafer and potentially challenge the spots ahead, but I don't really see him doing that. It's quite a margin to try and claw back. This battle for the lead, half a second, it's fluctuating is probably the best word to describe it. It's been opening and closing between these two. 40 hasn't made any sort of massive inroads on Zach, but he's been chipping away.
Oh! Bro, it's Alex's day. Where was
Tal
Tal?
has...
Retired in the pits.
He retired in the pits. The very lazy Tal is still in the Tal. Oh,
Revolution.
He
He is in the pits. So Wogboy follows him in as well. So currently there's two drivers into the pit lane. Is anyone else going to follow him in? Romeo Alonso stays out. So does Crossy. Wizzy Rick. Where's he going to come out? Will he come out ahead of Revolution? I'm pretty sure he will. We'll have to see where he comes out. He's coming up across the start-finish line now.
Nope.
And no, he's definitely not going to get to do it.
Easily.
So X Revolution comfortably comes out in front of Aussie Wizzy Rick by a couple of seconds, actually. 2.8 seconds. So pretty nice undercut. Sorry, well, the undercut pitting early there really didn't work for him, unfortunately.
Yeah, that would put Rizzy Rick around about just in behind Amazing Hour and Revolution where that battle was taking place. So about a P5, maybe a P4 if he's lucky, depending on retirements, of course. Let's see here.
Would not be surprised if we see a dive from him from Revolution.
Think so? Let's
Yep.
see. Into 10-10.
Oh, he didn't go for it.
Who's this, sorry?
Critical.
Crossing
Revolution.
a Revolution,
Sorry.
going through Sector 3 right now.
Andrew's
Right
in.
up. Oh, so he is. And Roscoe Arm as well. Those two are starting to pit and transition onto the hards. Do you think Revolution's going to have Crossy here easy? He's going to have DRS.
Yep.
He's going to chuck it up. There we go. Out of the final turn. It's going to be a very straightforward textbook DRS move down the inside. Look at that. Oh, wait a minute. Revolution
Oh, and
comes
Andrew's
out
coming
behind.
out.
He's come out behind Amazing Hour. That's
So he's undercut him.
interesting.
Sorry, overcut him, sorry.
overcut him. That's
You don't normally
Okay,
see that
so
in Formula
Amazing
1, I'll
Hour.
be honest. But anyway.
that's very odd. I have to say, Amazing Hour must have really pushed, or Revolution made a mistake on his outlap.
It was just Revolution being stuck behind Seb. Just couldn't get past him, made him slower.
And that charts Stuart McKenzie into P3, and he's on the hard tyre, and he'll pit for the mediums. if the maths were
Whoa,
out, it would be about
Revolution.
lap 20.
So Revolution has nearly lost it on the curve there. He
Hey,
just
Zachary.
saved it.
There we go, so the top two are in. Same time as well! Oh, 40, Jesus. Oh, he's into the back of it. So this battle between these two is going to continue for the rest of the race for sure.
I think Zach's definitely
Not
going to come
even
out ahead here. Ahead of 40. Yes, he does. Yes, so
Yeah.
obviously Zach is a bit closer down the pit lane. Well, he's one of the first bay. He is the first bay actually because he's in the Mercedes. So it's pretty unlikely that 40 would jump out ahead. But anyway, it looks like they're going to come out just ahead of F1 Amazing House. Amazing House actually gained a lot of time here pitting earlier than these two. He's now up into provisional P3 and he's actually within DRS of 40, so if he can stay within that 1 second range, he'll be able to catch up to this group pretty quickly. And look who's in the lead of the Grand Prix at the moment, still Mackenzie, up 10 spots. But let's think about this here. Look who's in P4, and look who's leading, and look what team they're on. Could we see some games potentially being played here by Mackenzie? He's currently on the hard compounder tyre, and I think if I am going to predict what's going to happen here, I wouldn't be surprised if Mackenzie would hold up Zach or 40 here, because Mackenzie's going to be out for quite some time now because he is on that hard compounder tyre. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's a little
incident. Roscoe Arm has spun turn 8, coming out of turn 8. Has he got damage? He doesn't have damage. He spun round at turn 8. Very, very odd place to lose it actually. Almost into the inside wall. He was fighting around that P7 area.
Does he have a puncture?
I can't. The front tyres look alright.
He's got a 5-second penalty and gained 1 place for Roscoe Arm.
He dropped 6 places, Codemasters. What are you talking about?
Wait, Alcatraz restart?
Oh my.
Hey, there was no one around him. He definitely cut the corner, but it was because he oversteered trying to collect the car, but he was going like 10 k's an hour maximum. So no, it's definitely unfortunate.
Very good stuff, Codemasters. I love your work, I really do.
Yeah,
it's just amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. Anyway, move on. Still Mackenzie, 9.4 seconds at the moment between himself and Zach Crichton, but 40 is still right there. There's still those yellow flags, and I think they'll be Roscoe Arm retiring. So now there is 4 retirements from the Grand Prix, them all being VSR, Roscoe Arm, Tao, Toddster, and Swaggy. Okay, if you guys... Okay, I'm streaming at the moment, so if you guys want to quickly invite Tao, or suggest Tao to the party, he has offered to join the stream. Well, I've offered for him, and I've told him he has to join the stream for an interview, so if one of you can please invite him, or just suggest him, I'll add him to the party for you. Yeah, so very lazy Tao will join us in the stream very shortly, so stay tuned for that. Just let me know when you guys have done it, so I can quickly...
There you are. Alright, I suggested it. Or at least I should have. If I haven't, I'll do it again.
Yeah, no, I got it.
Oh, dear me.
Sorry guys, 1 second.
Let's see. A great deal, I have to say, is happening at the moment. Everyone's sort of settled down, which is...
a bit unfortunate for us, but considering we've waited an hour to just get the race underway.
I think these guys will just be thankful to finish, really, after all of this. After what seems like a proper Grand Prix has taken place, 100% well. Seems that Zach is still holding his own, even with 40 having DRS. Zach is setting incredible lap times at the moment and is holding off the racing point and closing in on the Alfa Romeo of Stuart Mackenzie. Now, Dr. Dre 3 seconds. I don't quite know how long the transit time in the pit lane is. I'm not quite sure. I imagine it's quite long. As it's... Oh, here we go. Very lazy Taylor's joined the party. Very nice.
Alright, so first question we have for you. How did you retire? Why did you retire? And yeah, how and why? Who, what, when, where, why, how?
Yeah, I just retired because I was so far back off strategy. And I got there because two cars fighting in front of me into the hairpin, half spun and just ripped off my wing.
Yeah,
So
okay.
it's just one of those ones.
Yeah, so unfortunately we've had 2 restarts, so it's not been ideal. Did you get any of those incidents on the first race, I believe, when the formation lap was off for some reason?
No, I was actually vaulted up to 10th from 19th, so I was having a laugh, but I knew I had to restart the race, so
Yeah.
And then the second one, no, I just stayed back where I was, and then the safety car did its thing with green waved like half the field around, and then for some reason it then gave them all DNFs, so I don't know what that is. That's just Codemasters, I guess.
Yeah, and Roscoe Arms dropped 6 spots and lost about 20 seconds, and he's got a penalty for cutting the corner and gaining an advantage when he's doing 20 k's an hour, so it's been a great start to this race so far, but we are on lap 19 of 33. We've got, not 23, I was about to say, 14 laps remaining in the Grand Prix. 40 is still right on the rear wing of Zach Crichton as they head through turn 3, so this battle for the lead is still not over.
No, it's not. It's getting a lot more heated, I have to say. 40 has been gaining on Zach Crichton. I'm sure he can smell that Mercedes transmission oil for sure. He's that close. And quite amazingly to see that Amazing Hour and Revolution have not really fallen off, but have fallen off.
Oh, Amazing
a
Hour.
little bit from the lead.
3-second penalty.
He gets the 3 seconds. Oh,
They
dear.
did hit a few laps earlier than Zach and Bailey, so there's obviously that factor.
That's true, but it just shows how quick these two guys are at the moment in comparison to both Amazing Hour and Revolution, I guess. I mean, yes, they did that earlier. Oh, there we go. Race leader in. He'll be going on to the medium tyre, I'm sure. Where will this chuck him out, I wonder? P7 maybe?
If Crossy comes in, which he doesn't, probably P8.
So, Tao, can I ask what tyre did you start on?
Mediums.
Mediums, okay. I thought you were one of the soft runners, but anyway. I was going to say, yeah. What lap were you intending to pit for hards, I'm assuming?
So hards on lap 14 was the plan, but I was going to come in like 12, try and get a little undercut, because I was sort of stuck in a group that was a little bit slower than me in front, and I was going to try to get in front, but never happened. But I don't actually think the undercut's a good idea here. The mediums seem to just kick it on.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, that's unfortunate. What happened in qualifying? Did you just not get a lap in, or?
I only went for 2 runs, did a hard run, and I knew it wasn't quick enough, so I just boxed. And then the medium run, I came out of turn 1. I don't know whether someone was AI, because the timer had ticked over and the car just started to roll out into the entry of turn 1, so it just pushed me a little wide, and I just got invalidated.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough.
So nothing crazy.
Yeah, it's been a bit unfortunate. I'll tell you how long we've been going for now. 1 hour and 35 minutes of stream time, so that's been ideal.
I think we might have a lead change here, fellas. Here we go. And it's going to be easy. Zach's not going to put up too much of a fight. So 40 now takes the lead. Now, I'm just going to double check.
Penalties. If you're just able to check the top 5 for us, just to let us know. And Stuart McKenzie now is getting a move done on Wogboy. Pretty easily done heading into turn 1. So the Alfa Romeo driver's now got himself up into P6. Thank you, Tal, for joining the stream.
Tal didn't have to leave. You could have stayed.
You could have at least said goodbye. But anyway. Yeah, that's pretty much how it goes, Banana. If you retire, you get added to comms. So we need to invite Roscoe Arm, Toddy, and Swaggy now. But I don't think Swaggy's going to be in this league next race, if that's what happened. But anyway.
Wogboy now gets a 3-second time penalty. Okay, so with the top drivers, 40 is only on 1 warning. He's conducted himself really, really well. Zach Crichton also only has 1 warning. F1 Amazing Hour, he has a penalty plus a warning. Revolution has got absolutely no warnings whatsoever. And Aussie Rizzy Rick also has absolutely no warnings whatsoever. So the only driver in the top 5 that has a penalty is F1 Amazing Hour. That's it. I'll just check with Macca as well. He only has 1 warning, so I think we've just got to keep a little eye on this fast Alfa Romeo, I think, on the medium tyre. I think it's going to be quite quick as he proceeds to overtake Aussie Rizzy Rick around the outside and set fastest lap, a 1:19.9. So this Alfa's on the charge.
Sorry about that, guys. So yeah, as we just said, Stuart McKenzie has now got himself up ahead of Wizzy Rick into P5 here now ahead. So his next target is Extra Evolution in front in the Red Bull. So he's only got 5 seconds between him. So I think he'll pretty easily catch up as there's 11 laps remaining in the Grand Prix. Let me know in the stream chat as well your predictions. Who do you reckon's going to win the Grand Prix? 40's starting to pull away now from Zach. So unless there's a late safety car, 40 could potentially win this Grand Prix. We'll have to see what happens.
We'll have to wait and see. And don't discount F1 Amazing Hour. He's really starting to gain some time here. Ever since 40's overtaken Zach, Amazing Hour's looking quite quick. Revolution, unfortunately, has fallen away. Gap has opened up to 4.5 seconds between himself and Amazing Hour. Closing in on the medium tyre is Stuart McKenzie. So we might have some more battles in some of the other potentially podium finishing positions. Potentially, we'll have to wait and see, of course. There's still a lot of racing to go on. And now 40 is now starting to get a little bit under attack from Zach, as Todd said. Oh, he was still in the session. Oh, okay. I thought he had left the session much earlier. Nope, he was still there. Gap between the first 2 is currently half a second as they go through turn 7 and 8, coming up into turn 9. Drivers have to be careful as 40 just clips the grass. Oh, and both drivers get loose out of turn 9. Oh, that was very good stuff between those two. They are pushing hard, trying to use every millimetre of circuit. Oh dear me, it's absolutely fantastic stuff.
So these two are actually starting to pull away.
Yeah, they're starting to pull away. Yeah.
Amazing Hour's out of DRS range now. So Amazing Hour's out of DRS range now. 1.7 seconds separates himself and Zach Crichton. So he doesn't have DRS. Zach does have DRS, but I think the smart thing for Zach here would be to just save some ERS behind the racing point in front. Obviously he needs to actually stay within DRS range. 40's pushing pretty hard at the moment to try and win this Grand Prix. Zach nearly loses it on the curve there, as you just saw. But anyway.
Now, Aaron, you're still there, aren't you? I'm sure you're still here.
Yeah, I'm here.
You know Zach better than anyone. What is he going to be doing in these final few laps? What is he going to try to do to 40?
I think the smartest thing that a lot of fast drivers would do is just save. He's just saving ERS right now, because as long as he can get within probably about 4 tenths, he's easily just going to breeze past him on the straight.
So I think 40's quicker through the first and second sector, but I think Zach Crichton catches it all up in the final sector, which just keeps him within DRS range, because 40's just pulled out over 5 tenths of a second between himself and Zach just in that first sector alone. So I think he's definitely quicker through the first and second sector, is 40, but I think in the final sector that's where Zach's been catching up. But unfortunately it doesn't look like he's been able to do it this lap time, or this lap round, so he's actually extended that gap to 8 tenths now as 40. Could be on for a potential win here for the racing point. How much ERS has 40 got? He's up into overtake with 17%, and Zach's in 50% up and overtake, so Zach's doing a little bit better at the moment than what 40 is when it comes to ERS, but we'll have to see how that goes towards the end of the race, obviously.
Alright, so we know what Zach's going to do. He's going to save and wait. When is he going to pounce, do you think, Aaron? At what lap? How many laps to go?
Who knows? Could be any lap. I honestly can't tell you. But I think at the very latest, he'll try something on lap 31. At the very latest.
So we do actually have confirmation here from Roscoe Arm that he lost the back end through turn 7 and 8, and then somehow got an illegal overtake on Matt, who was nowhere near him. So that's unfortunate for himself. I'm not too sure. We could potentially even try and get him in for an interview, but we'll see. I'm not too sure if he's still online or not, but we'll have a look. I'll message him right now for you guys.
At the moment, this battle for the lead is very interesting to just work out what Zach and Drew are going to do. And what is amazing how we're going to do, he's still there. He hasn't fallen away from this. He's still there. At the moment, he's trying to use as much of his resources as he can to try and keep up.
Yeah.
But Mackenzie's starting to catch it as well.
In Andrew's position, he can't do anything right now. He has no DRS, he doesn't have any ERS either. So the only thing he can hope for is just hopefully have those two battle in front of him, and that will bring him in.
Well, here's something that...
Well, Wogboy and Wizzy Rick, sorry about that, guys. I'm going to interrupt you here. Wizzy Rick, now going around the outside on Wogboy. So I think Wogboy actually dived down the inside there, but unfortunately ran a little bit too deep, and Wizzy Rick's going to get the crisscross done as they now head down under the Pirelli board. So Wizzy Rick now holds on to P6 and Wogboy back down to P7.
Well, here's something we haven't quite considered, and that is lap traffic. El Tonki is now starting to be caught by 40 and Zach. He's a very smart driver. I'm sure he's going to get out of the way as soon as possible. Oh, Stuart McKenzie, dear idea, he didn't need that at all.
He's actually caught up to his teammate now, pretty much. Oh, sorry, Revolution. He's catching up to Revolution now. 1.5 seconds between himself and the Red Bull in front. Obviously, he's on that softer and fresher compounder tyres. So they're about to start lap 27 of 33 in the Grand Prix. So El Tonki's actually given 40 DRS here, so this is not what Zach really wanted, let's be honest, but he's actually getting a nice toe off him though, so that will hopefully pay up for it.
Sort of evens it out.
Yeah. I don't know.
Very good stuff at the moment. Zach, he's got all the resources in his corner, 81% ERS, in comparison to a lowly 14. Now it jumps up to 20 ERS to 40.
So let's remember as well. Let's remember how much
now.
Zach chooses ERS as well. Zach can have 100% one lap and the next lap have 10. So he's pretty good at chewing his ear. Oh, it's 3 seconds.
Oh, no.
I was just about to say I'm surprised he didn't get a 3 second there, but now he's got himself a 3 second. So if you can quickly update us, Smig, potentially on what 40's got, that's all we can really check now. And 40's made a little error. No, he's right.
He's only got one warning. That's it for 40. He's got another free card to sort of cut a corner and get away with it. But dearie me, Zach didn't need that. So with that penalty, will Zach bolt? Will he now try and get past him and try and build a gap? Or
I think he's pretty helpless. Once Zach gets in front of him,
I think the smart thing for 40 would be...
same thing Zach's been doing.
If Zach gets down the inside, just let him go and not fight him, and then just try and sit in his DRS and ERS.
Bailey might not know it.
Oh, he's going down the inside now, Zach. I thought he was going to sit behind him, but he's going to get the job done now. Down the inside, heading into turn 1, he gets the job done. So we have a new race leader for the Spanish Grand Prix as they now head on to lap 28 of 33. 5 laps remain. 40 runs really wide there, but I think Zach also ran very narrow through that corner as well. So it made it look a little bit wider than what it was. But yeah, 40 needs to stay within 3 seconds here of Zach Crichton, or he's going to be in a bit of trouble.
Yeah, we see Zach's in mode 5 whilst Bailey's in mode 3. Bailey knows exactly what Zach's doing.
Yeah,
Zach's flying lap from Zach.
Yeah, he's going to try and break DRS and hopefully with his raw pace try and build a gap of 3 seconds in the laps remaining. But 40 is doing a good enough job to stay within that DRS range, that 1 second bubble. Zach, he's running out of laps and he's running out of time to try and win this race. And 40, so long as he keeps all 4 tyres within the white lines, he's in with a good shot, but he needs to try and stay with Zach for as long as he possibly can. And now Mackenzie's onto the back of Revolution as well, so we might have a battle for P4 start Rio's crossing now gets a 3 second time penalty. Oh, I've got to keep an eye on the warnings. I don't know what's going to happen next. Dear me. Still only... Oh, he's got 2 warnings. Okay.
This is Mackenzie now ahead of X Revolution. Into turn 1 they now go. So the Alfa Romeo now has got himself up into the top 4. Obviously he does have a penalty he will have to serve at the end of the Grand Prix, I believe, to Stuart McKenzie. So, Banana Cake Pie, yeah, Zozo just going to pull away now. So, Banana Cake Pie reckons he's going to get away, but we'll have to see if the ambassador for Dynamic Knights Esports will be able to predict correctly. Obviously, he needs to he can only say facts about Dynamic Knights Esports. He's the ambassador for it, so he'd be lying if he got it wrong.
But at the moment, 40's doing a good enough job to stay in behind Zach. He just has to worry about that one warning. Exactly. He gets one more, that's it. He's already used his get out of jail free card with that extra warning up his sleeve, but now he doesn't have that. As Dr. Dre sets the fastest lap, so...
We've seen that a couple of times from Dre. I see that in this league, but... Well, not only in this league, but a couple of leagues. If he's just out of the top 10 and he knows he's not getting points, he just goes into the pits and tries to set fastest lap. I see that a lot from Dre, I'll be honest. That's one of the main points that's one of the main things I see from Dre, to be honest. He just comes in, always seems to have the fastest lap at the end of the Grand Prix, but there's 3 laps remaining in the session as well. Yeah, that didn't really make sense, Banana? I'll be honest. Anyway.
And still, 40's doing a good enough job. A lock-up from Zach. See there, 40 just getting the apex right, getting the racing line right. He is staying with him, doing exactly what he needs to do.
Oh, okay, Banana. Oh, sorry, you go.
No, you're right. What's Banana doing in the chat?
Oh, he's complaining that I didn't say Zozo right. It's apparently Zuzu. Zuzu?
Oh, Banana, please.
This is a PG stream. This is a PG stream, Banana.
Yeah, PG.
We've got Aaron in here. It's PG.
Yeah.
40.
You're younger than me.
I don't know about that.
Wait, how old are you, Aaron?
I'm 19.
Oh, you're the same age as me. Righto.
I'm 20, mate.
Nah, you're 13.
How really? Really? You reckon I'm 13?
Anyway,
40 down the inside. Anyway.
So he's not taking no for answer. So, but if 40 gets one more warning, they're now on level terms, and he's now got track position. So, as much as 40 can hang back and just sort of play the waiting game, if he gets another warning, then he'll have to fight with Zach again. But now he's got track position. So,
what boy's just gone around the outside?
Yeah, I was just about to say that, yeah.
Oh, man. Very nice.
So, back to that, Aaron. How old do you actually reckon I am? Like, genuinely.
I know you're not 15.
You know I'm not? Okay, that's
I think
interesting.
you're 16.
No, I'm 15.
Oh, you are 15. Oh,
yeah.
I got it right.
Aaron,
No, you did. Shut up. Yeah, you've absolutely bottled it. And they're still complaining, so, okay. Alcatraz's puns
15,
here.
but I didn't want to say
Alcatraz,
15,
Zoo, or is it Zoom? Okay, buddy. Jimmy James, ZZ, Servanite, Joe, Guan Yu Joe.
Joe.
Alex is questioning Smeg, that Smeg is 19. What battle for the lead? Sand 40. Okay. Alex is down for a permaban. But anyway, they now start the penultimate lap.
For the lead.
Zach's going to send it.
Yep.
Here we go. Down the inside. It's away.
Oh, he nearly hits him.
That was almost a race over for both of them.
Wings are fine, I think. I think his wings fine.
Looks like it.
Yeah, it looks like it, and hopefully it's like it, because I want to battle on this last lap, and knowing Zach Crichton, he will send it, no matter what. He's got nothing to lose, so he's not going to...
Yellow. That's a Toro also. Oh, it's a Tonki.
So at this stage, Zach's going to drop the P3 behind Andrew, so...
No, Andrew's got a penalty as well. So
he'll hold on to P2. So Zach will hold on to P2. And at this stage, I believe... Actually, no, Amazing Hour's going to drop behind Rebel is... Actually, no, he'll be right still.
Zach almost lost it.
No, Mac has got penalties as well, so...
Yes, that's going to be... This will be the top three.
Anymore.
This will be the top three.
This will pretty much be the top three.
Fair enough. So yellow flag in Sector 2. Not sure who that's for. I think it's just a local yellow, but we're about to start the final lap of the Grand Prix. Let me know some quick predictions in the chat. Do you think Zach will send it?
we'll have to wait and see. But where will he
Oh,
send it?
so
Turn one and
Revolution now and Mackenzie as well. So Mackenzie's gone. Mackenzie's gone.
Mackenzie's offset. Oh no! Deary me, he was in a comfortable P4. Drops down 3.5 seconds behind Revolution.
But anyway, that's an irrelevant battle. That's an irrelevant battle. I was just about to say. Zach,
Contact again between those two. Deary me.
I think Zach has damage now. I'll be honest. He's understeered pretty badly through there. I'm not too sure. I don't know.
He might have a lime green, you know. Maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe not a yellow, but maybe a lime green.
So Revolution's redressed the position. So I think Revolution may have caused that incident because he's redressed the position to Mackenzie now.
Okay, that's interesting.
That's interesting, but...
Before.
Look at Wogboy. What's Wogboy got?
So will we see a dive bomb from Zach here? I think he's close enough, to be honest. He could just send it into the hairpin. No breaks.
He dive bomb at this corner.
Or he could try and do it at the final chicane. I reckon the final chicane's a bit more solid because you're not going as fast. I reckon he'll be right. Just send it, mate.
He's the second.
Just send it. Just send it. Alright, we hopefully... you know what would be surprising? If 40 got a penalty here. But actually it wouldn't matter because they all have 3 seconds, so it wouldn't matter. Anyway. 40 through the final corner now. Lap 33 of 33. He wins the Spanish Grand Prix for the Dynamic Knights Esports Master Tier. Zach Crutton will come home P2. That's a very poor result there from the Mercedes driver. F1 Amazing Hour will come home P3 for Alfa Romeo ahead of his teammate Stuart Mackenzie, who I believe will come home P4. I'm not too sure what the go is with penalties. No, Revolution jumps him. So Revolution now gets himself up in a P4 for Red Bull. Mackenzie P5. 6 will be Aussie Wizzy Rick. So that soft compound start did not work for him. So then it'll be Wogboy 7th, 8 Spilly, 9th will be Romy Alonso, and rounding out your top 10 will be the Gaming Waffles. But let's quickly go back to the multi real quick. So I'll quickly have a look at this for you if it's going to let me go through it a bit fast. So one new full-time driver to score points, so Amazing are correct. The winner to start on the hard, yep, Zach. The plus made a return to the stream, I believe, and a team to have an intra-team accident, so I'm not too sure. Did a team have an intra-team accident?
Didn't really look like it from what I've seen. Let's see, both Haas's are out, but those are separate incidents. The Alphas got close, but I don't think they had an accident either. So
well, technically, Zach Cryan and 40 nearly had an incident, so they're technically intra-team.
And I believe Amazing Hour and Mackenzie had an incident in our first Spanish Grand Prix, if I'm not mistaken. I think Mackenzie was on the grass on the inside of turn 1, and I think he took out his teammate. Don't quote me on that.
I'd also like to thank everyone on the stream as well. We've had 17 viewers for the majority of the stream, and we're about to tick over to 2 hours of streaming. We're about to tick over to 2 hours. It's 10:30. We're supposed to finish at like 9:30. So, yeah, we're about an hour over. So we're just going to skip all this. You guys all know the results, so let's get some interviews in because let's get some interviews going real quick. Let me invite some people real quick for you. So who are we inviting? We're inviting the Zachary Crichton,
and
40 and Andrew.
Amazing hour. Get the top 3 in.
So 40, Zachary.
Got the warning list, so if the stewards need that, we've got it. So, and I'm glad to see that I got 2 of the positions right for the podium. I got 40 and Zach. I got the wrong Alpha. Amazing how I took that one. No, well done.
Okay, give me a second. So I'm just messaging them on Discord, making sure that they will join the party. It won't be too long, guys. So we'll try and... So it's currently at an hour and 56, so let's try and get it under 2 hours. Here we go. We have Zachary Crichton.
Hello.
Zach.
Just give us 1 second, mate. So at F1 Amazing, at Bailey Ford.
Yep.
There he is. See if we can't get Amazing.
And we have them all in here. So thank you guys for joining. Here we have our top 3 podium getters from this 2-hour-long Spanish Grand Prix. So
very long.
I've been streaming for 2 hours now, pretty much. So that's great. Yep. Yeah, so how'd your race go, guys? Obviously, we'll start with you, 40. Did you know Zach Crun had a penalty?
No, I had no idea of it. So,
Oh, that's interesting.
yeah, heading into those final 2 laps when going down in turn 1, I was actually racing as if, we were both even. I probably should have checked, but, yeah, I guess still came away with the win on track, so...
Did you expect...
in that aspect.
So did you expect Zach Crun to get a penalty?
Well, I was on 2 warnings. I guess probably not.
Okay,
He's a
that's
pretty
interesting.
consistent driver, so and Spain's one of those tracks where it's a bit easier to manage those time penalties and not get them. So I'm not sure where he got it, but I mean, I was happy that I didn't get any for the first time in a while. So just working on consistency, really. I think that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, congratulations, mate, on the win. But then we'll move on to... okay, we needed confirmation real quick, Zach. Is it called Zuzu or Zozo? Because
Mate,
Bananas...
I don't even know. I didn't
Bananas
make it up at all,
getting
so
pissed at me in
you're gonna
chat
have
now.
to take that up with him.
Alright, so he's...
I have no idea.
Alcatraz reckons it's Zoom, but I don't know. We're going to go Zozo just to piss him off. So, Zozo, what do you reckon there? So, unfortunately, you got your penalty. Explain us what you were thinking there. Did you... You obviously look like you're trying to get the moves out on Bailey to try and pull. Well, obviously Bailey, or as he said before, didn't expect it. So didn't actually realise it would be a penalty. So that was interesting. I thought that Bailey knew and he was just going to sit behind him for a while and then, yeah. But what was going through your head there when you got that penalty?
Yeah, a few silly mistakes there by me, just turning in slightly too early.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was not too annoyed, but quite annoying. I probably should have practiced more. But I guess I'll learn that ready for next week. But it was another great battle with Bailey. We've raced hard in I don't know how many races now that is in a row for this league, but it's been some great races.
Move on to you, Amazing Hour. Unfortunately, ran a pretty boring race, sitting in a pretty lonely P3. But how was your race? Obviously, you moved up a couple positions off the start, so just talk us through your race.
Yeah, it was pretty... I honestly can't find the words for that, to be honest. Like, I'm out of breath. I'm sorry, that is taking the life out of me. I got a newfound respect for you guys that do it. Yeah, first off, obviously, congrats to the top 2. I drove my ass off trying to catch up to them, but they were just too bloody quick and couldn't do anything. But after I jumped Revolution, it was a fairly uneventful race. I was able to pull away from him. I think it was a 3-second penalty at some point for, I don't even know what it was for, to be honest. I didn't even feel like I ran wide, but that's how the game works sometimes. But no, I'm just stoked with P3, to be honest. I mean, I'm still learning how this wheel works and, getting used to it. And, man, I remember a couple of the guys saying to me a couple of months ago, it is a lot of hard work. And I thought to myself, no, it can't be that hard. I resent that comment.
Yeah, definitely. It's not the easiest thing to go from controller to wheel, to be honest. You're using the G29, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm on a Logitech G29.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. So, any questions there, Smeg or Aaron? Aaron was talking a bit of shit about you, Zach, during the race, but anyway.
Oh, talk it up. Oh, Zachy.
Yeah, mate.
Good job, mate. Why no practice?
Why no practice?
Yeah,
had
what are
a
you doing?
race at 7 p.m, Formula 2, and then didn't really have enough time, and I was just lazy, so I will make time, especially in quarantine. Like, what am I doing?
Exactly, too busy with that uni work, I guess.
Exactly.
Studying how to make your setup go faster in F1, but anyway, have you got any more questions, Smeg?
Yeah, to 40, congratulations on what was an absolutely superb victory here at Spain. Now, just looking from the outside view, that car with you behind the wheel looked incredibly good and incredibly comfortable to drive. Was that the case, or were you actually struggling with the thing throughout the race?
No, it's I got the setup from Mackenzie, so full credit to him. But it's probably one of the smoothest cars I've driven. Not gonna lie. It's not too quick in a straight line, but through the corners, got no oversteer or anything. So it's really smooth and easy car to handle.
Yeah, I wish I could say the same.
It was good fun.
So I have a question for you, Aaron, from Banana Cake Pie. Why no practice as the one that DNF'd?
Ooh. Ooh. That's a bit
No comment?
harsh, Banana.
No
I
comment?
have to say.
Nah, he stopped talking.
No,
Not talking. He's given up.
that's the Kimi Raikkonen response right there. That's a typical
Bananas
Finnish
killed him.
response.
But anyway, thank you guys so much for joining the party. Congratulations to the top 3 and Aaron for DNFing the Grand Prix. But that has been your Dynamic Nights Esports Master Tier Spanish Grand Prix. Thank you guys for joining, and we'll see you guys next time. Thank you, Smeg, as well, for joining me in the commentary box. It was mainly Smeg that was doing the comms today. We were trying something different with him taking over the main comms, and I think it definitely worked a lot better, to be honest. I'm better off just doing the videotaping, but we'll see how that goes for next week. Thank you guys so much for joining, and we'll see you guys next time. Alright, I'm muting you guys. I'll be back in 5 seconds.
I don't know what you want. Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side.
I'm going to mute real quick as well. The time ended up being 2 hours, 3 minutes and 29 seconds, so thank you guys for staying around that whole race as well. Cheers.